Okay, well, if you haven't already, I made a video introducing myself that you guys can watch. This video is just kind of a rundown of how the class is going to work, maybe some of what the expectations are, that kind of thing. Basically what we'd probably do on the first day of class, where I go over the syllabus and do that kind of stuff. If you look at the syllabus, which is available on here, I've got a link to it, or under the syllabus tab on Canvas, you will see all of my info on there. List my office. Obviously, I'm not having office hours this semester. I will have virtual office hours. One of the things that I'd really love for you to do is maybe in your introductory video, or even just in an email to me or whatever, let me know what would be a good time for you to have office hours. I don't want to set office hours and everybody, it turns out, is like, at their job at that time or something like that. And so what days and what times would work for you, what wouldn't, just so I have an idea for it. And then once these start rolling in, by the end of the week or so, I'll have a better idea, and then I can kind of set those, So if you're looking at the syllabus along with me here, there's my email. That's probably the best way to contact me. You can also email me through Canvas. That's perfectly fine too. Those forward to my email, so I'll get them. So either one of those is the best way. I'm not even checking my voicemail because I forget how to call in and check it. So just email me if you have an issue or a question. And we will have issues and questions this semester, right? It's kind of a weird time. We're all stuck at home. I get it, and so we'll have questions, we'll have issues, we'll have stuff come up. I promise to be patient and understanding with you if you will return that courtesy to me, that we're gonna have tech issues, we're gonna get bumped off, something's gonna go awry with technology now and again, right? If it happens every week, then that's a problem. That's a problem that I can't help you with. But if it happens once, I'm understanding about that, okay? These things do happen. So let's look at this. On the syllabus, it says that the book that you guys have is actually an ebook. It's a library guide that you can access through HCC's library. You do not have to buy a book. You do not have to do anything like that, okay? So it's on there, okay? There's the course description, which we can kind of talk about later on. I'll start explaining what anthropology is, right? Basically, this course is here to introduce anthropology, its major subfields, how we go about studying people, how we are a social science, but different than other social sciences, how we're kind of a humanity, but not really. And so it's a complex thing, right? So we'll kind of go into that more as I explain it, right? But basically we're studying, what does it mean to be human, okay? So scrolling down here, we come to assessments. This is how your grade is going to be based, right? What everybody wants to know. There are 2 tests, okay? Those will be multiple choice question tests that are done through Canvas. I don't use honor lock or anything like that. You are absolutely welcome to use your book, to use your notes, right? I see no reason to try to test memorization. Memorization is not a skill. It's a fluke. It's, understanding knowledge is a bigger thing. Understanding where to find knowledge, understanding how to catalog knowledge. I'm here, giving lectures and stuff. I'm allowed to use notes. No one expects me to memorize 8 million different things, So feel free to use your notes. Feel free to use your book, those kinds of things. That's perfectly fine. So there will be 2 tests, as I said, 50 questions each. One will be about at the midpoint, right? Probably about week 8 or so, depending on our pacing. And then the other one will be at the end of the semester. It's the final exam, but it's not a final, because I don't do a cumulative test, which is what a final really is. So it's just really test 2, right? But it'll be at that time, right? You'll have 10 reading critiques, which are worth 10 points each. I'll talk about those in a second. And then we're going to do about 6 to 8 activities, depending on a couple of different factors. The first graded activity will actually be that video that you guys post, introducing yourselves. So we'll have those, and those will be paced throughout the semester, kind of thing, right? I do offer a little bit of extra credit, not a ton, but some, as I said, to talk about these a little bit more, the activities will be everything from like a writing assignment to a worksheet to that video that you're going to do, or other stuff like that, right? As a comment here, as I say in the syllabus, as an anthropologist, I've devoted my professional life to trying to understand and appreciate human diversity and human plurality and human difference, and to understand what a powerful and frankly good thing that is, right? So I will never tolerate racist, sexist, homophobic, or ethnocentric comments, right? Anthropology has existed for more than a century, and in that time, we have sort of been the leading field, though lots of folks don't know about us, that have talked about the problems of sexism and homophobia, and especially racism. So I won't tolerate that, right? Your responses, your posts, your papers should strive to do justice to scientific thought, and they need to be based on fact. There is no such thing as alternative fact. There is fact, and then there's not. That's it, right? We're not cable news. We don't just get to spew shit and pretend it's real, right? I don't get to lecture on stuff that isn't actually stuff, right? That's not how this works, right? So respect for one another and respect for fact and truth and data is going to always be our starting point, okay? Enough said. As I said, you're going to have 2 tests, 50 questions, multiple choice. They're going to be online. You'll have 3 days to do them. If for some reason there's an issue in those times, just let me know. We can work something out. It's all good. Probably the biggest part of your grade, a big chunk of it, if you notice, is these 10 reading critiques. These are critiques of the chapters in the textbook, okay? It's listed each week what, is due. This is a little bit confusing, so let me walk you through it, okay? You have an opportunity to write way more than 10. I will drop everything after 10. So you have several that you don't have to do. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, if you write a critique, and I'll tell you what I want in a minute. If you write a critique and you just really hate your grade and you're like, crap, I missed the ball on this one, I didn't really understand the instructions, man, that's awful, I got a D. No problem, right? That can be one of the several that drops, right? Or if you write 10 and you're totally happy with them, then the last several, you're happy with your grade, then the last several, you just don't have to do them, right? You just take a 0 on those, and those will be dropped off your grade. Therefore, I like that because it rewards students who get work done early, right? So that you don't have to worry about it at the end of the semester, and like you got everything going on, and there's finals, and there's papers due, and there's projects due, and all of this kind of stuff, and the holidays are coming up, and whatever, right? And so, like you don't have to do those. Now, during the semester, if, say, around midterms, you've got a physics midterm, and you've got some project in your art class, and you have family in town, and you just don't have time to do one, that's okay. It'll just be a 0, and it'll drop off too. Likewise, if you get sick and you're just out of it for a little while, it's okay. You get a 0 on those, do the others when you come back. No big deal, okay? So I like this system because it allows you to have flexibility. But what I've noticed is people go, cool, I don't have to do those right now. And they sort of check out. And sometime in November, when they start paying attention again, they go, oh, shit, I only have 8 articles left or 7 articles left available to me. And that's not, that's less than 10. Yeah. And you're going to get a 0 on some, and those aren't going to drop off, right? These are due the week that we kind of cover them in lecture, right? So, the first one is due the first week. Chapter 2 is due the second week, all of that kind of stuff, right? The first one actually is an article, and as I mentioned on Canvas, I keep it open for 2 weeks because there's a lot of people that add or drop the first week, and so if somebody adds Friday morning, they're due at like midnight on Friday night. I don't want I don't want them to like add at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and be like, oh crap. So the first one you have 2 weeks, but the rest they're going to be due each week. And so when we get to week 3, you can't write about chapter 2 anymore. You got to write about chapter 3 now, right? So smart students who give a damn about their grade, they hit the ground running and they start doing these right away. They're all open, they're all available, you can do them whenever. Frankly, the big problem that I see with this is that lazier students, no offense, tend to go, cool, it's whatever. I get to drop several. I'll just, you know. And then they get down where they have to write these other ones. They have to do it. So plan ahead, be smart, right? I hope that makes sense, what I'm saying, that, each week it's due. When we're past that week, you can't turn that one in anymore, but you get to drop several, so it's okay, right? So you have to do 10, right? So plan accordingly, be smart. Look at the schedule that I have on here, on the syllabus. Look at the schedule in the upcoming calendar on Canvas. Plan ahead, right? In terms of what I want for the reading critiques, there is a paper called How to Format a Paper. And what that really is how to write a critique. It shows you and it explains to you what I want it to look like in terms of 12-point type, Times New Roman, double space, normal margins, all that kind of stuff. But it also explains what I'm looking for here is a critique, an analysis. I don't want a summary. I know what the chapters say. I've read them, right? Don't just say the chapter talks about X, then it talks about Y, then it talks about Z. That's a book report that I would expect my 12-year-old to be doing, right? Did you even understand this, right? You're in college. I know you understand English. I know you can read, right? What I want is an analysis. What do you think about what the author is saying? Are there problems with what they're saying? Are there flaws in their argument? Maybe they aren't. Maybe you can say, look, this is an extremely solid argument. The author is really arguing X, and they support it with evidence 1, 2, and 3. Fine. It's okay. A critique does not have to be critical, right? A critique does not have to be negative. What it has to do is examine and analyze what the author is saying, right? Your very first paragraph should be, the author, in this is making these points. Now, it's a textbook, and so it can be pretty broad of what they're talking about. But what are they arguing for? What do you think about this? Bring in other learning that you've done in other classes. Bring in information that you know from other articles, from other things that you have read. What do you find that is strong about this? What do you find that is weak about this? How does the author go about it? Are there problems? Are there issues? Are there whatever, right? So that's what a reading critique is. It's an analysis of the writing. It is not just a summation of the writing, right? I don't want that middle school book report, okay? So make sure that you're focusing on that in the papers, okay? As I said, I do offer a little bit of extra credit throughout the semester. I'll throw a few things down, that kind of stuff. At the tests, I'll throw like a extra credit quiz on there too that covers a little more in-depth information. They can be pretty hard, but again, it's extra credit. It cannot hurt your grade. It can only help. So, a note about your grade, right? You're responsible for your grade, right? If you don't like the grade that you have, then you need to take the initiative to do better, right? You need to make sure that you are staying on top of your work. You are in college. Even if you're a dual enrollment student, congratulations in the eyes of me and everybody else here. You're now an adult. You have the right to be treated like an adult. I will never belittle you guys. I'll never talk down to you guys. I'll never act like you're children. You all are adults, and so you have the right to be treated like an adult. I'm not going to spring assignments on you at the last minute. Things might change throughout this course, what we're doing, what I decide. Maybe it occurs to me I could do a different activity better. I'm not going to tell you on Thursday, though, that I've decided to add an activity for Friday. That is very unprofessional, and you deserve to not be treated like that. With that said, and as an adult too, you deserve feedback from me. You deserve me to grade in a timely fashion so that you see where you are, and I'll do that. But that means you also have to take the responsibility of an adult. If you don't turn in a paper, I'm not going to be emailing you on Friday afternoon like your mom going where's that paper? You don't turn one in, you don't turn one in. That's your business, okay? So I don't know what else to say about that. Stay on top of it. If you are missing class, you're missing assignments, you're not doing things, you're not going to do well. You don't want to watch the videos, you don't want to do the readings, you're going to fail this class. I see it every semester. If, however, you do come and you do engage and you do the readings and you do the videos and everything else, you'll do well in this class. I see that every semester, right? So if you want to kind of tune in and check out, or tune off and check out and just not really be here, you're going to fail. I taught for 9 years at Santa Fe College, 8.5. I taught for several years at the University of Florida. I taught this class. I taught general anthropology, cultural anthropology. I taught race and racism. I taught global health culture. I taught at City College for a little while. I taught at University of Central Florida, and I've taught here for a year now. I've taught thousands of students, okay? And I can tell you, I've seen it over and over again, right? If you don't engage with this, you will fail. And I'm a really laid back guy. I'm really chill. I swear I'm nice. I teach because I love it. I teach because I love students. I teach because I love anthropology, right? And I think sometimes maybe students think Josh seems pretty chill. I bet I can just fuck off and then like go like, oh, please help me. No. You got to be an adult. I will always treat you like one, but you got to act like one to me, right? So again, this probably applies to 2% of students, but it needs to be said. Okay, so stay on top of your work. You're responsible for it. If you move down the syllabus, you'll notice that I have a class schedule, modules 1 through 16. That is the date or week of. So that's the Monday of the week, right? So that's not when things are going to be due. They're going to be due on Friday, but that's the Monday of the week. That's the topic. That's the reading that you have to do. Just as a note, a little bit further on in the semester, I go out of order with the chapters, and I do that because I just like that flow better. But no big deal. Just look at this and say, oh, okay, yeah, we go from chapter 15 to chapter 11, right? It's just how I have it set up. No big deal. The dates are also, as I said, in Canvas as well, right? Don't cheat. I won't love you anymore. If you do need an accommodation, I'm always happy to work with students. Super glad to. So make sure that you are registered with the Office of Services to Students with Disabilities, the OSSD. Make sure that you're registered for them. I legally can't do anything unless they send me paperwork saying this is what this person needs. Great, cool, no problem. I'm happy to. If you need whatever, I don't know. Okay, I'll have it on there. I'll have it on there for you. Okay, and please email me, communicate with me, talk to me, so that I can do everything that I can do to make sure that you're successful in this class, because I will. If something could be tweaked a little bit and that would make you more successful, I'm happy to do it. Please, please, please know that I want to. Anything that's going on, right? This applies also to discrimination, harassment, things like that. Again, I'm an anthropologist. This is what I do. So please tell me what I can do to help you guys, okay? So my advice to you then, as we close this, is that we will be, we'll have modules throughout the semester. I'm still building some of them because I've been tweaking this class around to make it work in an online environment. And so I have the first couple weeks set up for you guys, and of course I'll be adding them after that. I'll always have at least 2 weeks out for you, but some of them I still need to kind of play around with and everything. So each week log on, check out the videos, check out the readings, look at what the assignment is, that kind of stuff. It's a good idea to run into get into a good schedule for that, a time frame for that. Never hurts to look a little bit early. But so yeah, come and engage with this, and I think that you'll be successful here. So with that said, let's jump into it. Thank you guys.